A trip to the conference final and nothing to show for it. That sounds about right for the Ottawa Senators based upon how this series has gone. And again, now it sets the stage for a very interesting offseason where on a couple of occasions now, what we thought might happen, how this upcoming offseason might play out, has changed based off of player performance. We were talking about, are the Tkachuk brothers going to be Sens next year? They step up in the playoffs. And now, here you go, a completely different outlook as the Edmonton Oilers end up winning the Stanley Cup. Of course, we'll get to the awards and all of that in just a matter of moments. But yet again, like I said, it's consistently been changing. The series has been anything but predictable. A year ago in game time, Lafreniere was still a member of the Ottawa Senators. So there you go. We'll see how this goes. A lot of moves, I'm sure, are going to be made. In the meantime, let's move ahead. Now we get a look at the salary cap. It is $96 million with the minimum at 97, or not at 97, but at 74.7, which means the max contract we can sign is now $9.6 million per season, and the most we can spend on the cap is $79.7 million since it's gone up by $5 million. So not too bad of a situation to see there. We'll take a look, of course, at the awards and the Oilers, who beat the Carolina Hurricanes in the Cup final, getting revenge for 2006. This Oilers team, McDavid, Draisaitl, Yamamoto, Scott Laughton, who, Jesus, what a playoff performer he was in real life for the Flyers this year. It's pretty much what you would expect. Bouchard, Berg developed. They added TJ Brody and Hampus Lindholm. That helps a lot. Then goaltender was Olivier Rodrigue. Made it up to an 85 as a medium starter. Not too bad. Matt Murray was the backup. So pretty good Oilers squad. No real surprise to see them win like they did. As the Oilers win it, the Cup stays in the West. Carolina won the President's Trophy and fell short. Kyle Connor wins the Art Ross and the Hart. Adam Fox wins another Norris. Lady Bing to Zegras. Yeager won the Calder. Conn Smythe to McDavid. Vezina to Ottinger. Take a look at the other major awards here that we care about. The Selke to Barrett Hayton, Ted Lindsay to Kyle Connor, and the Rocket Richard to Trevor Zegras. Down in the AHL, I think that's Jeremy Wilmer scored the most points. He was league MVP. I forget Levis's first name, but he scored the most goals and was top rookie. Sean Walker, who just signed a nice new contract there with the Kings, was Defenseman of the Year. Goaltender of the Year was Joel Patera. And MVP of the playoffs, Antti Sorella for the Springfield Thunderbirds. So with that, again, now we set our sights on this offseason where I don't really know who's staying and who's going. It depends on how a lot of this plays out. Not to mention, now we have the concern of what happens with a certain head coach. Obviously, right now our head coach is interim. Our actual head coach was fired midway through last year. He had to be. So a very, again, interesting set of circumstances. Now looking here, Darcy Kemper's got to go. We can't pay $6 million to a backup goalie, so we'll probably try to trade his rights. Sjogard might be on the way out. There's a good chance Mackenzie Weegar and Lassie Thompson are both going to be on the way out. If Thompson's still looking for $5 million, there's no way. There's no way. So if there's a chance to move up in the draft, we're going to look to do so and move on from Lassie Thompson. Regular season, he's been stable, but in the playoffs, So I don't think we can justifiably pay Lassie Thompson $5 million for what he might become. I think I'd rather have more of a sure thing, which we already do on the roster. Obviously, it's Brandstrom, Chabot, Theodore, and Bernard Docker, and Theodore's young enough that we can dedicate that money to him, although that deal is up at the end of next year, as is Brandstrom's and Bernard Docker's. So it's a risky move to move on from Thompson, but I think it's the right move. I think Mackenzie Weegar, again, looking for $3 million, we'll probably drop him as well and go with a youthful third pairing if all goes according to plan. And then forward-wise, Logan Brown, probably going to try to re-sign him. I think we'll let go of Tyson Jost. Norris is iffy. We know Patches is gone no matter what. So we have some interesting deals to work out here. All things considered, I think right now it's full steam ahead to the draft to see how this is going to play out. As the New Jersey Devils win the lottery, Minnesota's pick Florida via Minnesota, they get the number 2 overall pick. So not too bad. So we'll see what happens here in this draft. Again, hopefully our lower-level scouts have done a good enough job. Player retirements, Ryan Getzlaff, Ilya Kovalchuk, Jonathan Taves, Zach Parise, David Krejci, the big 5. For defensemen, we see Weber, Goligoski, Eric Johnson, Jack Johnson, and Chris Russell. And the top goaltenders to retire: Lundqvist, Quick, Rask, Crawford, and Bernier. No disrespect to Jonathan Bernier, but one of those things is not like the other. As we'll end up with some new staff members here. From the looks of it, Ryan Getzlaf becomes a coach. Brad Hunt and James Neal become scouts. So another thing here, James Neal, of course, was on our team. He's actually become a scout for us, which is pretty nice. Another interesting thing here, though, of course, is going to be like, what the hell happens? We know Melnyk gets 1 pick out of our top 5. So let's go into the draft and see what we're looking at here. Now, the Florida Panthers are willing to trade that number 2 overall pick. And I got to be honest, I'm going to look at that right out of the gates because Lassie Thompson's value, we should be able to do this. I said I was contemplating trading Lassie Thompson. I don't know if this will go through 1-for-1. It won't, but we have to be close. I think we move Lassie Thompson and get a top 5 pick. That is a slam dunk no-brainer. So we got to look at our extra draft picks. We have a lot of 4th-round picks at this stage. I wonder if they're willing to take... I mean, Kemper I'll probably have to send elsewhere. Let's see who we have here for defensemen. There's this low elite player in Krog who I don't think is going to make it. Ariel Krog, 4th-round pick in 2023. I want to safety net this really quickly, but I think we have a deal here. Again, no limitations on trading in this series, so it's pretty straightforward. This probably won't work, but I do want to safety net this just in case. Let's go with a 6th-rounder. Will this go through? Not quite. What about straight up? No. I think if we use both of these low elite defensemen, we should be able to swing this deal. So we'll use Roulette here, the wallet. I'll safety net it again with like a 4th-round pick just to make sure I don't screw myself on value. Will this go through? Yes, it will. So there we go. Lassie Thompson has been traded. He played himself out of that contract despite the fact that he was definitely going to be a core member of this defense. Played himself out of that contract. I mean, we could have taken compensation for him or seen if we could have got him on a cheaper deal. But I think at the end of the day, being able to get a 5th-round pick or a 5th-round pick, a 2nd overall pick for him is just too damn good to pass up. So we do have that 2nd overall pick, which is fantastic. I don't even know who the hell's available in this draft. First things first, we need to shop Darcy Kemper's rights. We know he's not coming back. And we're going to look for draft picks only. 4th and a 7th, 2 5ths. I like the 2 5ths idea there from Chicago. We'll take that and send Kemper out to the Western Conference, at least momentarily. And then with other goalies, it's tough because obviously Wallsted's our guy. Prosvetov and Sjogard are likely to battle for the backup spot. And then whoever doesn't get it will likely be traded. And then in the AHL, we'll have Dopita, Bednar, and I think Bouchard has to be signed, if I'm not mistaken. So our goaltending situation's pretty much carved out. Defensively, our top 4 set. I don't think, again, that we're going to bring back Mackenzie Weegar. We'll go ahead and shop his rights. 5th-round pick, looking like the highest we can get. A 5th and a 7th from Buffalo or Carolina. Do I see a 4th-round pick from anybody? Anybody? No. So it's looking like a 5th and a 7th is going to be the way to do it. I'll just take that deal from Tampa because that Devils pick is about to go through. So we'll sim to our selection now, 2nd overall, as Hood goes number 1. Now here's the thing. That pick might be a Melnyk pick. As we know, Melnyk gets one of our top 5 selections. We really have to hope it's not on that. And if it is, then hey, we have to hope that that there isn't like one clear-cut player above the rest. So I'm going to get all these trades done to solidify what our top 5 picks will be, at least before we make that first one. So goaltending-wise, we're good. Defensively, we shopped Mackenzie Weegar. Can I get anything for John Moore? Yes, I can. Shockingly. 2 7ths. 2 more 7ths. We'll take that from Arizona. So John Moore's off the team. Mark Borowiecki, with that much trade value, we're shopping him. Like I said, in real life, Ottawa's apparently letting him go. So, 2nd and a 4th. We are definitely getting rid of Mark Borowiecki if a 2nd-round pick is involved. A 2nd and a 3rd from Dallas. I should take that on the spot Yeah, no, we're moving Borowiecki for that value. Yep, we're going right back to Dallas. Thank you, Bora, for your service, but much like in real life, apparently you're no longer required. Christian Wolanin, I don't think wanted to re-sign with us, but there's no value there. And then you look here, Saporier, Tychonic, Gulayev. You know, these are guys that might be able to carve out a spot on the team this year. And then we look at the forwards. So the Kachucks and Hall are safe. Nico's safe. Colin White, obviously, that value's dropped. It's almost, been cut in third from where it was a couple seasons ago. I don't know if he's staying on this team yet or not. We do know Tyson Jost is going to be traded, mainly for the playoff performance. Regular season, he was pretty good for us. As we get a look here, he had 28 points on the fourth line. Playoffs, he was completely abysmal. So as much as he kind of fits in with this team, we don't know if he's going to fit in with the new coach. I think it just makes sense, all the sense in the world to move on from Tyson Jost right now, especially if we can get a first round 20th overall. Ooh, first and a third. I still like the 20th overall. Yeah, if we can get that high of a pick, 18th from Nashville, yeah, we're taking that. If we can get that high of a pick for someone who played on our fourth line last year, there's no reason not to. We'll take the 18th overall pick from Nashville. And then, like I said, White and Brown are interesting ones. I'm not sure. Shane Pinto obviously stays. Can we get anything from Max Pacioretty? Anything at all? 2 sevenths. Cool. Who has the highest seventh this year? Florida. We'll take the deal from the Panthers. Send Patches down south. And then from there, Norris, I'm not sure of. Where is Formanton? I should have traded him a long time ago. He just didn't cut it. 20th overall, still available there from Arizona. Ooh, but a 27th and a second. I think I'm still going to go 20th overall. 23rd overall. Yeah, we're going to take that 20th overall pick. I'd rather have that first rounder. So we'll send Formanton out to Arizona. So now we look at the team, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. There is the argument with certain players that we have coming up who deserve a chance in the bottom 6, that now is perhaps the chance to trade Colin White. I mean, White this year, 41 points. That point total, of course, has drastically been dropping, and then in the playoffs he finished with 4 points in 14 games. If we move on from White, again, it's the Kachucks and Hall, Heischer, we'll say Pinto, Norris, Brown, Naslund, Batherson, Pilar, and then 2 to 3 spots for other people to battle for. I don't hate it. What's out there right now for Colin White if we were to move on from him? I still like the idea of keeping him. 12th overall pick. 12th overall selection in this draft if we move Colin White right now. I hate to say it, I think Colin White's off of this team. We're going to send him to Detroit for the 12th overall selection in this draft. And then the question now is whether or not Logan Brown joins him. But like I said, Logan Brown did pretty damn well for us this year. 33 points was solid. Big time playoff effort from him. Wants to come back as an RFA. If we move him, then it's uncertain who would fill out the top 6, because Pinto with that playoff performance deserves to stay. Not that we want Logan Brown in the top 6, but then, like I said, you have 6 here, 9 players, 10, 11, and 12. And there are going to be some players here, like Bourgault, Stepan, who are really making a push. Now, not to mention whoever we get with this top pick, which, by the way, Eugene's going to get a very interesting pick here, because all of a sudden we have 5 first-round picks. You want to talk about rebuilding on the fly? Here you go. What could we get for Logan Brown if we were to shop him? What could we get? The 13th overall selection for someone who's never really going to be a steady part of the top 6. Ideally, he's a third liner for us. I think we have to trade a third liner for the 13th overall pick. He doesn't have the offensive touch to be an amazing second line center. I can't believe I'm doing this too. I think we're trading Logan Brown to the Buffalo Sabres for the 13th overall pick. So we need one addition into the top 6. We have the Kachucks, Hall, Heischer, Pinto. And then the bottom 6, obviously you can fill it out with guys like Naslund, Norris, Pilar, Batherson. Josh Norris with 32 points last year was decent in the playoffs. I think I'd rather have him as our third line center. Although, boy, some of that offensive consistency really kind of screws us. He should be cheaper, though, than what Brown was. And then Naslund's still 21. We don't really know how good this guy's going to be. But 88 offensive awareness, he could easily be in the top 6. Pilar, of course, has been decent at points. Batherson's been good at points. Balcers was good when he played this year. But then you're looking at the likes of Gruden, Bourgault. Like I said, some guys who could really step up to fill out that fourth line. I think Josh Norris is going to stay, depending on what I could get for him right now. Couple seconds, first round pick next year from Buffalo. Yeah, his value, 27th overall. Interesting. 23rd overall pick in this year's draft. Again, for someone who at best is a third liner for us. I'm going to send Josh Norris to the Nashville Predators. I think our top 6 is set. We're tearing down this team a little bit, which is a big risk after, just making it to the conference final again. But we have the Hall, we have the Tkachuks, we have Hall, Hischier, Pinto, Naslund to fill out the top 6. And then from there, like I said, Pilar, Batherson, Balcers, Gruden. It's a lot of guys who can fill out that bottom 6, and then potentially, based off of who we draft, this could be very, very interesting indeed. Did I tear it down too much? Time will tell. But I think for this moment, I'm content with the moves that we've made. Didn't expect to make this many moves, but now we just kind of have to hope that this draft is looking solid. And even then, we have the draft pick capital that we're working with. I mean, look at that. That's insane. That was way too good to pass up because we got a lot of those picks for a bargain because teams are looking to move them, I'm sure. So with that, we need to sort out just what exactly is going to be done here for Melnick's choice. So again, we have the 2nd overall pick, the 12th overall pick, the 13th, the 18th, and the 20th are the top 5 picks for us in this draft. We will spin the wheel, and whatever it lands on is the pick Melnick gets. Just hope it isn't the 2nd overall, and whatever it lands on, we can't move. Please don't be the 2nd overall. So the 18th overall pick will be Melnick's, which means the 4th pick. Ignore my stream layout there. Look at it. There it is, because I hit the wrong button. So whatever the 4th pick is in this draft, basically, that I make is the one that Melnick will get. So in case I decide to trade up, he'll still get that 4th pick. I'll probably hold on to that, though, because I don't want to cheese it and be like, oh, well, I traded all my picks, and now he gets a 4th round pick. Like, no, it's going to be a good pick there for Melnick. So let's take a look here, and we have some interesting players. Guaranteed a medium elite here. 3 forwards and a defenseman. There is Peter Lintner, who is solid. This defenseman, Ruslan Datsuk, who's very solid. Ariel O'Sullivan, who is, yes, even better than the first guy, Lintner. And then Silvestre, who's even better than O'Sullivan. So clearly it comes down to Silvestre or Datsuk, depending on if we want a forward or a defenseman. And we did just get rid of Lassie Thompson, who was supposed to be the future of this defense. If we pick up this medium elite defenseman, we have the built-in replacement for Shea Theodore very, very soon. And then, of course, Goliath could be decent too, or Poirier for that 3rd pairing. If we go for the forwards, I mean, we don't have like an elite forward prospect outside of Flaherty. I think we go for the defenseman here. It's a pretty big risk. If I had to guess, it'll probably be like a 78 or 79 because the defense is down a little bit. Whereas Silvestre will probably be like 81, 82. But we're going to go for this defenseman. We're going to take Ruslan Datsuk, the Ukrainian. And indeed, he is a 79 medium elite. Nobody else wants to trade their pick before Montreal at 10 and 11. And then we have 12 and 13. So let's round out the top 5. Lintner goes to the Islanders. St. Louis picks O'Sullivan, and the Kings take Silvestre. So I'm fairly happy with that, to be honest. I don't hate what we just did there. So the question now is who's on the board, and are we going to have to trade up with Montreal? So Menino, we know nothing about. There's Wheeler, who is decent, but a confirmed medium 6. Altonen kind of sucks. I want guys with like crazy Rensfeld-like attributes. Rensfeld's the first target. McKenzie's not bad behind him. Okay, so there we go. We got a triple threat. Rensfeld, McKenzie, and Kahesnikov. There's also Ken Sloan on defense. Jesus. If we could trust that these guys are actually decent, even Leightonen's not that bad. If we can trust that these dudes are good on defense, we're going to be set. Or these dudes' grades are accurate, I should say. So no confirmed overalls aside from those medium 6s, but they're not going to have very high overalls. I think we're going to be doing our damage. Nielsen isn't bad. I think we're going to be doing our damage in the very early stages of this draft. Because even if they're medium 6 and medium 4, they look like very strong players to pick up. So that first player we were targeting was Rensfeld, is projected to go at 12th. So as long as Montreal doesn't screw me here, we should be okay. And Montreal missed on all of them. Yes. Wow, Altonen went early, huh? Okay, sweet. So we're good to go. We get to make these 2 picks in a row. And again, we kind of get our pick of the litter here. Might take a risk on Sloan as a defenseman. First and foremost, we're clearly going for Tomas Rensfeld and hoping that he is decent indeed. 78 overall. The medium top 6 forward. And the next pick, I'm going to go for this defenseman, I think, in Kenneth Sloan. And then we'll get either McKenzie or Kahesnikov, whatever one Washington doesn't pick. So from the Seattle T-Birds, we'll take Ken Sloan. 75, medium top 4. Washington took McKenzie, who was a 77 grinder. And now we'll trade up with the Canucks. And hopefully, because yeah, this 18th pick is supposed to be Eugene's pick. So we're going to use it here to trade up, and then he gets to make the pick. Hopefully, he takes the right guy, is all I can say. 2 fourth-rounders wasn't quite enough to push it through. 3 of them is. Eugene, this is a very straightforward selection, sir. Clearly, you take Kahesnikov here. Second choice is Lehtinen, but please just do the right damn thing. Again, I got the first 3 picks of the draft. We hit with Datsuk. We hit with Rensfeld and Sloan. Please, Eugene, make the right pick. Yes! Wow. Kahesnikov and McKenzie with the same thing. Well, that's pretty much perfect. We'll see who Vegas takes with this next pick. They took Lehtinen, who was a 71. So I think that pretty much does it for us in the first round, right? Was there anybody else? Was there anybody else? You have like Nielsen and Acton towards the beginning of the second round. So we did pretty damn well for ourselves. We still have 3 other first round picks, which is crazy. So now we can go over to New Jersey. And to be honest, we should probably see if there are any like crazy good players on a team's trade block before trading down. But yeah, I think we will like to make that move with New Jersey to trade down to the beginning of the second and save a little bit of value on these picks. So I am very, very happy. Now, we did kind of frame that to where there wasn't much room for Eugene to screw me over there, but you know what? That's just a part of the game. I'd rather have picks next year than take Bradford. He's not bad, but you never know. Those picks next year. Then again, with Bradford, too, the value could be decent. Holy hell. Dano, Nelson, Gallagher, those values are out of control. Sloan on the Rangers, 73 overall at 19 years old, medium elite. That is the target right there. Rather than trading down, we're going to try to work out a blockbuster with the New York Rangers. Let's do it. So who is this guy? Rob Sloan, 29th overall in the 2023 draft. He is our new target. And to pick him up, we'll be using the 20th, the 23rd, and the 29th. So that's a lot, but obviously we know those picks aren't as valuable, and we'll safety net this a little bit. Will this go through? No. What if we take out the 3rd? Still no. What if we take out the 4th? Still no. Having to make sure. You never know how much that value is going to drop by. 3rd and the 4th? Nope. Just the 3rd. They're quite far off. What about straight up? So it's a lot to give up. Definitely. But it's going to be worth it. That guy still has a chance to be a bit of a stud, and at the very least his value won't drop significantly. So then looking here at who we have to give up to push this deal through, I think Gamble and Brzgalov a bit too low that they're not quite going to develop. I think if we add these two into the deal, now we definitely safety net it with draft picks. I think we're going to be golden. I'm going to like really safety net this too. What are we thinking, New York? Quite far off. We'll take out this year's 2nd. No, we'll take out this year's 3rd. We'll take out this 2nd. I'm still going to add a 3rd rounder back. Toronto's about to make their pick. A bit far off. We should be able to get a 1st round pick in this deal too. Will this go through? Nope. What about now? Saving salary. You got to be kidding me. Okay, so the 1st round pick is out the door. But that's okay. We'll go for 2nd and 3rds. Dude, menu lag is brutal. Come on, man. It's got to be able to keep up with these inputs. That doesn't go through. We'll take out the 2nd next year. We'll take out this 3rd. We'll take out that 3rd as well. Oh my goodness. Saving salary for next year when all I'm doing is giving up draft picks. You'll love to see it. You love to see it. Please just have this go through. Oh my god. Alright, so the Rangers are going to be a complete pain in the ass then, huh? Are you kidding me? That is beyond illogical, but let's keep trying to get it done. I might have to give up a lot more value here than I was hoping for, but it should still be worth it, like I said, to get this guy. That whole draft pick thing is bullshit, so I won't use those prospects now. Let's just look at using other picks to try and get this to go through, even if it's 2nd rounders, which is what I really want to keep, but you know what, if this goes through, it's worth it. There you go. We get the deal done. A bundle of picks to the Rangers. We pick up a medium elite prospect who, at the very least, will have very, very good trade value for us. I mean, if we need to pull off a blockbuster, it's now Sloan and Flaherty that'll help us do that. So, you know, we turned in all those picks and players into Datsuk, Sloan, Rensfeld, and Kahesnikov, not to mention Sloan. I think I mentioned Sloan at the start. So, I mean, yeah, I'd say we made out very, very well in all of those dealings. As crazy and unexpected as some of them may be. Now we have a bunch of 3rds, 4ths, and 5ths left. Let's see if we can wheel and deal here to make a deal with the New Jersey Devils, because we know there are players at the top of the 2nd round who at least have the chance to be interesting. So let's just see, a 2nd or a 3rd and 4/5? No. I mean, we own the vast majority of the middle rounds. That won't go through either. We'll keep trading in 5ths for 4ths. Will that go through? No, it won't. Honestly, it's not surprising. I'm underselling it a little bit. Let's take out a 4th, add in a 3rd. How about now? Yeah, we're gonna, oh boy. We're gonna be here for a while at this rate. Is what we're gonna be. To be honest, I might. You know, I'm literally just gonna make all of these picks. And we're just gonna see what we can hit on and what we can't. So we'll probably miss out on some decent players in the 2nd round. Nielsen was a medium top 4. I had Acton pinned as well. That was not a very good decision for me. I should have traded up. I should have traded up. Oh well, whatever. Let's just make a shitload of picks and see if we can get lucky with any of them, huh? So in terms of the pinned players, I have no pinned players left. Cool beans. So Braden Orr, You got Bigris, McKinley. I mean, it might just be worth going with a random shout on one of these guys. Let's look at potential. Franchise, huh? Dwayne Sasaki. He'll be available later on, though. We're on pick 87, huh? Matthew Trevicka, 20 years old. There's no way you're that good. This is going to be such a huge waste of these picks. Let me just take a look at Central Scouting. Literally, I'm just going to go shot in the dark. Let's go for Brendan McKinley. Why the hell not? Because he's a low top 6. That's why he's kind of garbage. Or was also a low top 6. So let's just make a shitload of picks for once instead of always trading down the next year. Let's just see if we can get lucky with any of these picks. Apparently, I'm the master of drafting low top 6 forwards who have about the value of third-round picks anyway. Gustavo Raycroft. Sure. He's a low 4. Works for me. And then we get the final pick of the third round. And we will go for Ivan Ulanov, who is a medium top 9. So you know what? We actually did pretty well there. In terms of like value to get our our money back. We're doing pretty well here on the old stock market. The old stocks market. Anybody? A couple of B's for that guy. Medium 4 and Leonardo Yzerman. He's an overager, but screw it. Let's try it. Yzerman, medium 6. That's not surprising. That's not surprising. Next up was this dude, Walter Smith. Walter, medium bottom 6. It's fine by me. I don't know why I just decided, like, hey, we're going to make a shitload of picks, but here we are. Here we are. Lorenzo Strimbu. Ooh, medium 4. There you go. We have, we've definitely, this has definitely been worth it. We have made our money back, so to speak, and then some on these picks. Who else? Let's go for Franklin Sweeney. Hope for the best. Well, Sween, you really disappointed me on that one. Let's see who else we have now. Let's go for Sven Ekman. Sekman. He's a medium 9. That's not too bad. We're actually doing really well here. I thought it'd be like all medium bottom 6s and medium 7s, but no, it's actually going quite well. Let's take Kelvin Van Kadishin, 17-year-old. Okay, well, there you go. I jinxed it, didn't I? I jinxed it. Who else is next? I don't think we'll be getting to the rest of the offseason in this episode now, but that's okay. Let's go for Sergei Semin. Sergei. Medium bottom 6. There we go. Now I've done it. Now I've jinxed it. Who else do we have? Let's go for Braden Brunette. Or, we'll take Nikolai Loktionov instead. He's an overager, though. Yeah, he's not that good. Oh, well. 5th round pick. What are you going to do? I think Brunette was a medium 4. So, I'm going to miss. I'm pretty sure that's what I just saw. We'll take Roberto Barnett, the goalie. Indeed, Brunette was a medium 4. Barnett's a medium backup. Well, I screwed up that one, didn't I? Who else do we got? Speed drafting. Speed drafting. Let's go for Toby Betts. Another overager. We got puppy dreams going on in the background, if you can hear that potentially. I missed a couple of medium top 4s there. Damn scouting department. Letting me down. Ooh, I'm tempted by DeRocher if he wasn't a low 6. Who else do we have here? Anybody? 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 Let's go for Owen Mapletoft, who is not good. Like I said, though, you want to talk about his value. Like, can I get a 5th or a 6th rounder back for that guy? Yeah, so there's literally no point in not risking it. Let's take the confirmed low elite in a minute. Let's take the franchise player Dwayne Sasaki, who is actually much better than I would have thought. He's a low elite. That's tremendous. We'll go for another confirmed low elite. With this pick, we'll take Ty Byers, 19 years old. That kind of sucks, but he's a 56. This has been an incredible draft for us, I'd say. The trading, the actual picks that we've made, we've done very, very well for ourselves to set us up for kind of, moving into a new era with this team. I mean, obviously, like I said, I didn't plan on getting rid of Logan Brown. I didn't plan on getting rid of Colin White, but it just kind of seemed like the right move at the time. And it's tough to argue when so many of the guys that we have picked up, still have like relatively high overalls. As we get a medium elite goalie in Weaver. Whew. Towards the end of the 6th round, that's some damn good trade value. Yeah, it sucks that we got rid of some of the members of the core. Because obviously in a series like this, I do like to try and win with members of the core. Bremberg was listed as a gem. Let's try this guy. I like to win. Nice, 67 overall. Jesus, I like to win with members of the core. But after falling short again, it was clear. Like, okay, let's let some of the youth take over heading into next season. Fairchild and Finger have a little bit more. Let's go for Emilio Fairchild here. Yeah, low top 6. I have a feeling his ranking at like 220 something's a bit too far down the board to actually have good accuracy on the report. But 202 and Glebov might still be okay. Kirill Glebov, medium bottom 6. Get pick number 206. My God, so many draft picks. So many draft picks. Let's risk it for... Oh, God, none of these guys are worth risking it for the biscuit, let me tell you. Projected to be way too low on the board. Way too low. We'll take Vincent Devos. Because why the hell not? That's why he's a medium backup. Not too bad. Oh boy, we still have 2 more picks. I mean, we've made out like bandits here. I'll take another backup in Kelly Lee, the 18-year-old. Was a 59 overall. This is one hell of a way to restock the cupboards here. We did very, very well for ourselves. Final pick in this draft for us is going to be... I don't know at this point. Because none of these guys are going to be as good as advertised. I think it's going to be Williams. Williams is projected to go the highest. Yeah, Gail Williams. 17-year-old. Why not? Everyone else is going to be kind of garbage too. So there we go. That completes one hell of a draft. I don't even know how many picks we made. There was a low elite that I missed who went irrelevant. Yeah. I almost took an entire expansion draft worth of players on top of the trades that we made. That is one hell of a draft. And it sets the stage for a very, very interesting re-sign phase where there aren't exactly too many players we have to hold on to. If we take a look here at all expiring, Batherson, Gruden, Sjogard. So the big thing here is going to be what the hell's free agency going to look like and what is this team going to look like for the start of next season. I look forward to finding out. Thank you guys for watching this one. Appreciate it as always. Same thing as before. Let me know any potential controversy ideas and whoever the head coach of this team is next season, whether or not be the interim, getting the full-time job, or whatever else. We'll see how this goes down.